Welcome back. In this segment, we're going to be looking at a visual text for information related to the set work. Now imagine that your teacher comes in one day and shows you this picture. Our pre-reading strategy will be to look at it and to try to orient ourselves. What are we looking at? We're looking at an old man, and what's he got over here? He's got a watch, and he's got here, what is this? This is some kind of tool. And what do we call a tool like that? We call it a scythe. A scythe is a tool with a long handle and a long curved blade. You use it with a swinging movement to cut long grass or grain. And then your teacher also shows you that picture and you think, okay, little girl looking about quite serious. So those are your pre-reading. Now we're going to look a bit more closely at this picture. Who is he? If he is carrying the scythe and he's carrying a watch which tells the time, he is Father Time. Now you might have seen him. For example, they often use this picture in cartoons at the end of a year. You'll see the last year being shown as a very old person moving out, and the new year maybe as a baby. And you often see time represented like this. An old man with a scythe. What figure of speech are we using? We are using personification. Personification is a figure of speech where the writer, here it is an artist, talks about, the artist draws, something that is not alive, like plants or animals or objects, as if it were a person. So time has been made into a person, an old man with a watch and a scythe. If you use it as a verb, you say that this thing, here we're saying time, is personified. Let's look a bit more closely at this one. What I'd like you to notice are her pink cheeks and her little pink lips. Now your teacher has brought in these pictures and said, I want you to have a look at them, I want you to discuss them a little, and then your teacher goes into the reading, a close reading of a text. And this is the text the teacher presents to you. Love's not time's fool, though rosy lips and cheeks, within his bending sickle's compass come. Now, these lines are part of a Shakespearean sonnet. In that sonnet, Shakespeare's talking obviously about love, and he says, love is not this, love is not this, love is this, love is this. So it's in the context of a sonnet about love. And he says, love is not time's fool. A fool is like a toy, something that you play with. Though rosy lips and cheeks within his bending sickle's compass come. So now we can draw that curved instrument that we saw in time's hands as a scythe or a sickle. So we can draw that, and we can imagine time chopping down in the way that somebody in agriculture would chop down. And what would he chop down if he were a farmer or a farm worker? He'd be chopping down the mealies or the wheat or something like that. What does time chop down? Time is chopping down rosy lips and cheeks. So now the line makes a whole lot more sense. Time is chopping down the rosy lips and the cheeks of the little girl. And what do those rosy lips and cheeks symbolize? A symbol represents some idea. It can be a picture, a word, a phrase, having a complex of associated meanings. So a symbol represents something. What do the rosy lips and cheeks symbolize? They symbolize, obviously, youth and the beauty that goes with youth. In the same way that an agricultural worker will chop down the mealies or the wheat, so time cuts down the youthful beauty of a young person. Remember, we then apply that theme to our own lives. Does it mean that time only makes white people who have pink cheeks go old and grey and ugly? No, no, sorry for you. Time cuts us all down. Remember, there will always be a post-reading as well, where you will discuss the poem as a whole, and you will fit what you have discussed in terms of the pictures into your understanding of the poem. But if your teacher brought in those two pictures of the old man with the sighs and the young person with the little rosy lips and cheeks, those visual media will be able to help you understand the written word so much better. And we're going to be looking further at visual media in the next segment.